Hey, good afternoon. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Come on in. Let's do some heparin problems. If you're in nursing school, go ahead, double tap in and let me know which program you're in. RN, LPN, BSN, Bridge. What you got going? Hey, Lantra. I hope everybody's doing good and well. Oh, shoot! Yay! That's what's up. Congratulations. Welcome on. Welcome on. It's time to get it. It's time to get it for real. Yes. Oh, how you feel? How you feel? How you feel? Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Hey, Asia. How are you? Alrighty. So, hey, I'm Nursey, blessed RN. I feel blessed. You are blessed. Yes. When do you start? When do you start? Oh, shoot. That's two of them. Hey, happy Monday, the Cali chick. I have my HESI exam on 4-3 and I'm not ready at all. What's on your HESI? Let's go over some things. Okay, so we got a May start and we got a fall start. Okay, so we gotta get it. We gotta get it. I know that y'all got your metric conversions down. As long as you've been hanging with me, I know you got those down. I ain't even worried about y'all. Oh, yes, yes. So, hey, I'm a blessed RN. I help nursing students with dosage calculations. It's been a long weekend, so I'm a little tired, and I've been tutoring all day, so I had to get me some lunch, and I decided to come on and do a short session this afternoon, and I've got some heparin questions queued up. But I will be using dimensional analysis. I don't like formulas. Formulas don't like me. I I like to use dosage calculations with dimensional analysis so that we're not doing math because math is very intimidating, right? Send me your name. It should be. I have to check for you, okay? Um, but yes, math is very intimidating, so I don't use the word math. We put together puzzles here, but we use dimensional analysis. And we use those for mainly all of our problems. There are a couple of handfuls, like maybe three, four types that require you to use a formula because it has a specific formula that you can only use for it. But that's it. The rest of them, tablets, orals, IVs, parenterals, heparin, weight based, pediatrics, all are going to be done the same way. Every single time by looking for what the question is asking for you to solve, picking out your puzzle pieces, starting with your puzzle pieces, and then we're just going to piece it together and cancel out our units until we get what we're looking for. Okay? ADN taking med surge and farm in 2 weeks. Okay, and Beauty Bliss. You know them by heart. LVN graduate 425. Oh, shoot. It's coming. The nurses are coming. I'm so excited. All right. So, yes, soon. I'm so excited for you. Then you got to get ready for NCLEX. So, make sure you're following the boot nurse at the boot nurse and enhanced nursing nurse glamber. Both of them, they tag team and teach you how to take that NCLEX and conquer the NCLEX. So we're going to defeat dosage here, which you've already defeated dosage, and then you can conquer your NCLEX. All right. So what we have here pulled up is heparin. Heparin is what type of medicine, y'all? What are we using heparin for? Like, what's the purpose? My crayon grape. Speaking of, there he is. Anticoagulation, right? So whatever is going on with this patient, right? They got a condition where the blood clots, and we don't want the blood clot because when the blood clots and it moves, it can go to the brain, along the hearts, and kill your patient, right? So we have an order for 15 units an hour of heparin. Available is 25,000 units per milliliter of D5W, right? So determine the pump setting in milliliter per hour. Mm, 25. We're going to put this in 500 milliliters. Let's do that. Okay? So it's a 500 ml bag. I think I left that part out. You're going to do desired over half. You can do desired over half if you would like, but you know how I do it. I use dimensional analysis with the puzzle pieces. So if you're not very good at math, or you're just not really comfortable with math, using my method, which is the puzzle piece approach, two dimensional, is going to take out the sting and treat it like a puzzle. All right. So you hate the eight. That's fine. That's fine. I did too when I was in school. But that's okay. It's something for everybody. Whichever way you can get it, okay? So, what is our goal? Our goal is milliliters per hour, right? So, that is what we want our equation to look like once we get done setting it up. Our puzzle pieces are things that are together, that are relative, or that can be your conversions. So, what's together stays together, what's by itself stays by itself. So, we've got 1500 units per hour. That's together, so it'll stay together. Then we've got 25,000 units of heparin in a 500 milliliter bag of D5W. So that heparin is swimming around in that D5W, okay? So I just altered the question because I left out the bag amount. That's how I got 500. If I don't have it a meltdown, oh Lord. Okay, so we're going to set this up every single time the same way according to the goal. The goal is your best friend. We want milliliters on the top, okay? So I'll take my puzzle piece that has the milliliters in it, and I'm going to place my milliliters on the top. So I'm going to flip it. Whoop, flip it, okay? So 500 mLs over 25,000 units. Okay, you see how they're still together? It's just repositioned. All right, now you see I have units on the bottom. I need to cancel that out because units is not a part of the goal. We already got the top goal. We want hour on the bottom now. So I'll do 1500 units per hour. And my units cancels out. And now I'm left with milliliter on the top and hour on the bottom. Okay, so now the math comes. You have to multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, divide the top by the bottom. So 500 times 1500 divided by 25,000, which is going to be 30 mLs per hour that you will set on the pump. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, and I see it. Y'all got that right. Hey, turn up. Okay. So that was a simple heparin problem. You might see something that might look like this. Don't freak out because it's still the same jazz, different song, okay? Art, I changed. I did not put the concentration of the medicine. You know, when you have a medicine that's a liquid, you got to have the medicine part versus the liquid part that it's swimming around in. So I left it off. So I just wrote it in. Please forgive me. Okay. I had a question like this on my farm exam today. Glad to see I set it up right. Yes. Okay. Congratulations. All right. So your patient has an order to receive a heparin bolus of 4,500 units, followed by an IV drip of 14 units per kilogram per hour. The patient weighs 213 pounds. You got a vial of heparin that says 1,000 units per milliliter. What will you give your patient for the initial bolus? And then what will you set your pump if you have a 1,000 ml bag that has 40,000 units of heparin swimming around in it? So this is a two-part. First, you have to find the bolus. So what is a bolus? Because people freak out when they see bolus. Like, I don't know, they just be freaking out. Bolus is just big word for one-time administration, okay? The heparin has to go into your blood and it has to go into a level that's going to stop that blood from clotting as fast, right? Because that's, y'all told me it was an anticoagulant. So we got to get it there and then we're going to maintain it with the drip, okay? So therefore, you give the loading dose. That's what it's also referred to as, like a loading dose. And then you have a drip to maintain it. And you check your anticoagulation lab studies. Does anybody know which labs that we test while our patient is on heparin? There are two that you can use. Okay. So while telling me that, I'll show you how to do the bolus. Okay, because it's two separate steps. You're gonna pull up the bolus and push it, and then it's gonna be gone, and then you're gonna set your drip. So our bolus information is 4,500 units. That's what's ordered. Okay. You want to keep the bag for the drip. You want to use your vial for your bolus. Okay. So our vial, which says heparin 1,000 units per milliliter, is what we'll use. Okay. All right. So our goal is to see how many milliliters to give for the bolus. So once again, I always start with what it is that I'm looking for. If you start with what you're looking for, you ain't got to go and find it. And I said that in the most Alabama-ish accent I could, okay? So you can understand me. Start with what you're looking for. You don't have to go and find it. Everything else that comes behind it has to get canceled out, okay? So we'll do milliliter over 1,000 units times our 4,500 units on the top. Anything that's by itself stays by itself. It'll go over one. That one is a placeholder. It'll just show you that whoop, that 4,500 is on the top when it comes to multiplying, okay? So units cancels out, and now I'll do the math. So 1 times 4,500 is itself divided by 1,000, which is going to be 4.5, right? And that's how many milliliters to give for your bolus. Okay, once you pull that up and you give it, it's gone. So we don't set our patient up, don't got them started on their heparin therapy, and now we're going to maintain it with a drip. Okay, so the second part is going to be milliliter per hour. Anytime you see this word right here, IV pump, electronic infusion device, anything to that sort of wording, you're looking for a milliliter per hour, okay? Volume over time. So, heparin is a weight-based medicine. My heparin drip and your heparin drip are going to be different because we weigh two totally different things, okay? So, we're always going to need the weight of the patient. In this case, this patient weighs 213 pounds. And what's ordered is a 14 unit per kilogram per hour drip. Okay. And then your patient's IV bag is 1,000 mLs, and it has 40,000 units of heparin in it. Okay. So that's your P, and your P. Patient's weight, the prescription, and your product for your weight-based medicines. Okay. Boom. All right. So what are we going to start with? We're going to start with what's on top. I always start with my goal. What's on top, it'll be first and it'll be on top. Your goals are your top priority. They come first in your life, right? So 1,000 ml over 40,000 units. Now we got units on the bottom. I've used this one. Once you use something, it's gone. You can't use it again, okay? So now I need my units on the top. So I'll put my 14 units per kilogram / hour on the bottom. Everything that is together stays together. They're in a three-way. Keep them together. One band, one sound, okay? Now, you see I've got my top goal. I've got my bottom goal. But the only thing that needs to be canceled out is kilograms because that's nowhere to be found in the goal. My patient's weight is in pounds. So what I'm going to do is not pick up the calculator. I'm going to let the equation do everything for me. So at the end, I only have to do one computation, one set of rounding, okay? 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. Kgs cancels out, and now I put my weight right here on the top so that my pounds will cancel out. And everything is gone except for milliliters at the top and hour at the bottom. So now you can do your multiplication and your division, okay? Okay, so y'all told me that we have to use a APTT to check our patient's levels, right? You can also use an anti-XA. They didn't teach me that in school. So when I started working, I was like, There's like you got to draw anti-10A, or it's like X, like the Roman numeral, right? And there's like you have to draw anti-XA or anti-10A, and I was like, what the fudge cake is an anti-10A? And then I was like, I thought we were looking for APTT. So there's two different types of tests that you can use in the hospital. You can use the pro blah 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 time, or you can use your 10A. Okay. All right, I'm just being silly with y'all. All right, boom. So 1,000 times 14 times 213 divided by 40,000 divided by 2.2 equals 33.88. Is that what y'all got? And if we wanted to round this to the nearest whole number, what would our answer be? Let's practice some rounding. So what type of dosage calcs are on the exams? Dosage calculations is the exams. Like they have tablets, orals, IVs, weight-based pediatrics. They have everything. Heparin, um, OBM maternal has a specific type of drug that they use. You could do your critical drips in your ICUs. So it's a lot of different types of dosage calculations tests, exam questions that you'll see on your test. Okay. Question. I'm not in nursing school yet, but I'll be applying soon. Okay. I'm trying to get ahead when it. Okay, I think your question got cut off. All right, so if we rounded this to the nearest whole number, we know that everything to the left of the decimal is the whole number. So we want to go one decimal place to the right, right? If that number is 5 or more, you raise the score by 1. So it's an 8. So we're going to raise our whole number by 1, and it'll be 34 milliliters per hour. Okay, so when it comes to math, when did you get the 2.2? Okay, so our patient's weight is in pounds because we're in the US, right? So most of your patient medication is based off of kilograms. A lot of science and medicine use the metric system. So 1 kilogram of weight equals 2.2 pounds. So therefore, you have to have your patient's weight in kgs. So my equation took care of that for me, because some people like to pre-convert the weight and then put the weight into the equation. I don't like doing extra steps, and I don't like determining when to cut off the decimal. Do I round up? Do I round down? Like, I don't like all of that. I just like for my equation to take care of everything for me. Okay? How many questions are the exams? It depends on the school that you go to. There are different there are different requirements for different programs. Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want that one either. Let's do this one. Okay. All right, Callie Chick. I see you later. It will be available. So I am streaming on my YouTube channel right now. So if you want to come back to this session, you got to pick up kids from daycare and all that jazz, then it will be available this evening. So A Blessed RN is my YouTube channel, my handle. It's the same across all my social media. Okay. You're welcome. I will definitely try this way when it comes to the conversion. Yeah, Lady Frazier, like it's one less step. My philosophy is the more steps that you take, the more mistakes you can make. And like I said, when you do that 2.2 division with the pounds, you can get a decimal. And sometimes when you like cut it off or round up or round down, it changes your final answer. So, yeah. I start my LVN program May 19th. Congratulate all these new nurses. Love it. Nurses are coming. Y'all can do it, okay? You can do it. You can do it. And everybody who's got an upcoming graduation, congratulations as well. All right. A patient who is to undergo open heart surgery is to receive a continuous heparin infusion during the procedure. The order is 35 units of heparin per kilogram per hour. The patient weighs 172 pounds. It's available as 20,000 units and 500 mLs of normal saline. What's the flow rate for the ordered heparin solution? Okay. So once again, our goal is going to be milliliters per hour. We're putting this on a pump, right? So what are our puzzle pieces? Yay. I cannot understand dosage calculations for nothing. Kira, hang out with me for a little bit. You'll get it. You'll get it. I promise you, you'll get it. Just pass my dosage. Oh, come on. Congratulations. Vanessa Marcia. All right. Boom. So, what are our puzzle pieces? So, of course, we know we're going to need the weight of the patient, right? 172 pounds. Boom. Okay. So, our order is for 35 units per kilogram per hour. All of that goes together. What goes together stays together, remember, right? 35 units per kilogram per hour. And then your medicine is 20,000 units in 500 milliliters. Okay? Alrighty. So, how are we going to set this up, y'all? What are we going to start with? See if you've been paying attention thus far. Do you tutor pre-nursing students, Ariel, on how to do dosage calculations? Absolutely. Dosage calculations is my baby. People ask me, thank you. Oh, Wakanda too. You came in here. Hey. Thank you, Coco. But a lot of people ask me, do I do other things? No, dosage calculations is my baby. I do it and I do it well. So that's the only thing that you'll get from me here. I sprinkle a little farm here, but there's a creator, pharmacology for students. What's her name on here? Hold on, let me tell you her for real name. So y'all can go to her lives because she does an excellent job at pharmacology. Um, mm, 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 mm. Do. What we starting with? What are we starting with? I'm waiting for y'all to tell me. This is a very interactive live, and don't be ashamed, okay? Like if you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, no, we're not gonna shame you here. I want you to get pharmacology for nurses. That's who does pharmacology. Okay, all right. What is the goal? We start with our goal. Our goal is first, and it's the top priority. So comes first, and it's on the top, right? So we need milliliters, right? Start with your milliliters. 500 ml over 20,000 units. Okay. Now we got the top goal. We're working our way on to the bottom, which is hour on the bottom, right? So we got units. So next up is our units to be canceled out because it's not part of the goal. 35 units per kilogram per hour. Units cancels out, and now we've got kilogram and hour. We got hour at the bottom. That's our second goal, right? But kilograms has to go. So 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. My kilograms cancels out, and I know that 172 pounds is our patient's weight. And there it is, just like that. Pharmacology for nurses. Angelica, that's her name. Let me see if I can put it in. All right, pharmacology for shoot for nurses. Nurses. I think that's right. And let me pin it. Boom. That's for the pharmacology person. Because a lot of people ask me like, oh, do you do farm too? No, I don't. Okay. So now we got it set up. We can multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, and divide the top by the bottom. If you are used to doing these, you might do multiply, 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 right? Write it down. Then go to the bottom and you do multiply, 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 and you write it down. Then you go back into your calculator, divide the top by the bottom, right? I'm going to show you because a lot of people have time tests. I'm going to show you how you can save you some time and some stress, okay? I keep everything inside the calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply all of my numbers across the top, okay? So 500 times 35 times 172. I'm not going to hit equal. I'm going to hit divide, okay? Now I'll put in my numbers on the bottom. 20,000 divide 22.2, not 22, 2.2. Then I'll hit the equals one time and then I'll get my answer. See? You're welcome. So I got 68.4. Y'all got that? 68.4 milliliters per hour. Always round, yes, always round how they tell you to round and get used to labeling as well. Because I would hate for you to set up this beautiful, beautiful setup and do all the math and get it right, and they won't give you your credit because you did not round or you did not label. I've seen it done before. It's such a sad, sad thing. Okay? How y'all liking this method so far? Y'all let me know. There's a couple of people have come in since I started. Y'all let me know if you're in an LPN program, RN, BSN, accelerated, bridge, whatever. If you don't even have to be in nursing school to be here, you could be a pre-med. We've had some doctors come in here. We've had some engineers in here. Like, it's been wild. Pharmacy technicians, RN program, BSN, working on LPN prereqs. First semester, hey, LPN, but I'm not this far in. Whoa. Okay, that's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there. Accelerated BSN LPN for 22 years. Carrie, thank you for your service. 15 years. So I'm 7 years behind you. But yes, it's been a long time, right? Associates, I want to learn your way so bad. It's just not clicking. Okay, well, let's do some other things. Let's do let's do a weight base. Let's see. Let's do a weight base. So I'm going deep in my bag. Let's look. Let's look. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one either. Just kidding. It's like I'm going deep in my bag and then I don't go in my bag. All right, so let's do this. All right, so this is how you do the puzzle piece method. Y'all can also look on the playlist on my YouTube channel. There's a basics list. The first thing is first, you have to know your metric conversions, okay? You got to know them. I know it's cliche. I know you're tired of hearing it. I'm going to preach it till I'm blue in the face because if you don't know your metric conversions, this way, desired over half, ratio, proportion, all of it is not going to make sense to you, okay? So get that under your belt. That's first things first. So with this method, it is very unit driven. The numbers will be in place for whether they need to be multiplied or divided according to how we place them with the units, okay? So you have to know to write your units of measure by your numbers, okay? The numbers are important at the end. We're using units as our pieces to guide us, okay? So when I say this is like a puzzle, if you ever were little or have kids or nieces or nephews or whatever, you know a puzzle comes in a box. That box has the picture on the outside, right, of that Spider-Man puzzle showing you what it's supposed to look like. And don't you look at that box while you're trying to piece together your puzzle pieces? So it guides you. The goal is going to lead you, guide you, set up your problems. It's going to help you weed out extra information like the fluff, and it's also going to help you pick out pieces, okay? So, first thing after we read is going to be to determine the goal. What is this question asking me? So let's read. A patient weighing 135 pounds is to receive drug X, 5.5 milligrams per kilogram over 90 minutes. The pharmacy has supplied drug X, 500 milligrams per 100 mLs in normal saline. Calculate the infusion rate in milliliter per hour. And we're going to round to the nearest whole number. Okay, first things first. What is our goal? What is this question asking for me to give it? As I take another bite of my burger. What's our goal? I'm new and I love it so far. You make it clear to understand and follow. Yes, thank you. Okay, boom. Goal. Milliliter per hour. Y'all see that? That's what the question wants. All right. So now, what we are going to do is pick out the pieces that we need. Okay? This is a weight-based problem. How do you know that? Well, the order, which is right here, has kgs in it. So we have to have the patient's weight. So when you have a patient a weight-based problem like this, you have to have the patient's weight, the prescription, and the product, which is your medicine, okay? So our patient's weight is 135 pounds, okay? It's just chilling by itself. It does not equal a day. 135 pounds is 135 pounds. One day is 24 hours. Don't make it equal to a day. Everything does not have to be partnered in these questions, okay? What's by itself stays by itself, all right? So we got 5.5 milligrams per kilogram, okay? That's together, right? Then it says it's to be infused. So it's got to go into the patient. It got to take 9 hours. No, sorry, not 9 hours. 90 minutes. So 90 minutes is just by itself, okay? That's another piece. And then our medicine is 500 milligrams in 100 milliliters of normal saline. Okay. So you see how what's together is together and what's by itself is just by itself. Okay? So, what are we going to start with? Your goal is going to help you set up your problems. What just happened? Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so what's on the top is milliliter. Okay? So, we want the puzzle piece that has milliliters in it. That's this one. How many of y'all are on spring break? Are y'all on spring break right now? I just thought about that. 100 milliliters over 500 milligrams. You see how I keep together what's together? Okay? So, next, how you tell what's next. What's on the bottom? Right here, because this is the goal, right? Is milligram a part of your goal? No. So it has to go. Anything that is not a part of the goal has to be canceled out. You cancel out your units by making the same thing on the bottom as on the top. So we need a puzzle piece that has milligrams in it. That's this one, right? So my milligrams will go on the top. And you see now they cancel out. Okay. Now we have kilograms. Is kilogram a part of the goal? No. It's got to be canceled out. My patient's weight is in pounds. So therefore, what am I going to do? You got to do a conversion. 1 kg is 2.2 pounds. And then I can put my patient's weight up there. Okay. And because pounds is by itself, it goes over 1. That 1 is going to be like, boop, it's at the top when you multiply, okay? So the last thing to do, we have to have hours at the bottom, right? We got minutes. So I put my 90 minutes there over 1. And then I can convert it. Boom, boom. That's it. So even if you didn't know what the heck was going on here, what you could do is just put together your puzzle pieces. Because a lot of people start school with no background or don't understand what's going on, why this is it, why is that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I try to break down a lot of these questions on live so you can see what's going on and it helps you with your kind of thought process. But if you did not, all you have to do is piece together your puzzle. That's it. Okay? So now we can do the math. 100 times 5.5 times 135 times 60 divided by 500 divided by 2.2 divided by 90. 45 milliliters per hour. How y'all like it? How do you know the order? So it says to receive this. That's your order. This is your patient information. This is your medicine. You took a screenshot? I hope I was looking like not cross-eyed or something, but cool. I don't mind. If you want to look at the replay of this and my other live sessions, also I have problems broken down on my YouTube channel, y'all. A blessed RN. How do you know to put the time part last? So you just work through the puzzle. So you saw how I was going and looking at every part, every unit that was on the bottom, and saw what comes next. That's what guides you. So I had milligrams, boom, got me rid of the milligrams. I had kilogram, boom, got rid of the kilograms. Had the pounds, crossed those out, and the only thing left was my time. And where did it go? It went at the bottom. So I didn't convert nothing. If you wanted to change 90 minutes into what is it, 1.5 hours, right? Yeah, 90 minutes is 1.5 hours. You could have, but like I said, I don't like converting nothing. I like putting everything and it's the same. I make sure I'm not changing it. And if my units and my conversions are right, everything takes care of itself within one foul swoop. So if you are not good at math, this is a very, very good way to be successful at dosage calculations. Y'all. Okay, y'all want to do another one? Baby Sunshine need a haircut and she's sitting at my door. She's right there. You know she wasn't far from me. I like this, but I need to see more. Okay, I'll give you more. Let's see here. What's that? Okay, close your eyes. I've been tutoring all day, all week, so my boards they're dirty. All right, so let's look. Let's look. And these are a little bit of the harder ones. So even with like the easier tablets and reconstitutions and IV pushes, all that stuff is done the same way. So this is a weight based IV. So yeah, it's a little bit harder, but I'll show you how to do the easy ones just the same way, okay? So the doctor orders an IV infusion to be started at 30 mics per kilogram per minute. The patient weighs 82 kgs. Pharmacy has sent the bag with the concentration of 400 milligrams per 250 mLs. How many milliliters per hour will you set the pump to administer the prescribed amount? Okay. So what's on? Okay, so following what's on the bottom crosses off at the top. Exactly, exactly. That's exactly the name of the game. So the first thing is first. What is this question asking for me to solve for? What is our goal? You were just about to ask for reconstitution in divided doses. The wording gets me. Oh, that's we can do that. We can do that. And thank you. What are we looking for? What's our goal? Y'all, I had comments coming over on the YouTube channel as well. So don't forget you can watch the replay after we get done studying, okay? What's the goal? What are we looking for? Milliliters per hour, right? Boom. Okay. So, what are our puzzle pieces? We've got our patient's weight, because remember the three P's: patient's weight, prescription product for your weight based medicine, 82 kgs. And then we've got our prescription, which is 30 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Okay. And then my medicine concentration is 400 milligrams and 250 milliliters. And if y'all are like having problems with your dosage, try using this setup with the goal and like putting your pieces to the side. You know, you got a time test, you're not sure, you're anxious, you're scared, nervous, don't know what you're looking for. Get what all that you're going to use and put it to the side, so then you can do it like you're actually putting together your puzzle pieces. Cross out the stuff as you go. Okay. So first things first, what are we starting with? If our goal is milliliter per hour, I'm going to start with whatever has my milliliters in it. So it'll be first and it'll go on the top. Okay. Boom. 250 ml over 400 mgs. Okay. So I've got milligrams at the bottom. Do I have another puzzle piece with milligrams to put at the top? Yes or no? No. Exactly. So this is when you need to know your conversions. Since I have micrograms, I know that 1,000 micrograms equals 1 milligram. So I can use my conversion right here. So milligrams will go on the top, micrograms will go on the bottom. 1 milligram equals 1,000 micrograms. So my milligrams are crossed out. Now I can put this puzzle piece up there, okay? So 30 micrograms per kilogram per minute. Microgram cancels out. Now my patient's weight is already in kilograms, so I don't have to do the conversion. I can just put my kilograms on the top, 82 kgs. And remember, it's by itself. It does not equal to a day. So don't make your weight equal to a day, okay? So kilograms cancels out. Now the last thing is minutes. I need hour, right? How many minutes are there in an hour? 60 minutes is in an hour. Boom. Puzzle completed. Now you can do your math. All right. 250 times 30 times 82 times 60 divide 400 divided by 1000 equals 92.25. I need to change the tip. Okay. Makes sense? Makes dollars make sense? Okay, let's do some rounding practice. If this asks us to round to the nearest tenth place, what would our answer be? If we're rounding to the tenth place, what would our answer be? Mm-hmm. So we start at the tenth place. You know, you go one step to its neighbor. Say, hey, neighbor. And if that is a 5 or more, then you raise the score. If it's 4 or below, then it's a no go. So it'll be 92.3 ml per hour. Always remember to round how they tell you to round. Whoever has the power to fail or pass you, that's how you round, okay? And label if you're on a written exam, okay? Any questions? I know y'all got some questions. Oh, my shoulders hurt so bad. I worked all this weekend and I slept wrong. Oh my goodness. Ah. Any questions about this or any or how I did a step? It's different. It's very different. I teach dimensional analysis very different from everybody else. This is the puzzle piece method. We're just putting together puzzles, okay? Puzzles. It's not math, so don't be intimidated by it. You said do intake and output. Okay. I just joined. Can I please repeat the question? There's no equation. It's just a method. Thank you. Finally getting DA and you're not scared. Yeah, it is stoichiometry. Just like in chemistry. Yeah, it's like stoichiometry. The last question we did, I did the same, and you got a different number. What you get, Nancy? So if the okay, hold on. If the weight is in kgs, you always put 1 milligram. Okay, wait a minute. What? Where? Let me pull it back up. All right, this was it, right? Okay. So the weight is in kilograms. That's the patient's weight, right? So that just went right here. We didn't have to do a conversion with 1 kg equals 2.2 pounds like we did in the other ones that we did for the heparin problems that we did, okay? But this one is already in kilograms, so you don't have to convert it. The reason why we use this conversion is because our medicine is in milligrams. I'm gonna get some colors. I like using colors. Our medicine is in milligrams. Our order is in micrograms. You can't put a micro on top of a milli because a micro is 1,000 times smaller than a milli, a milli, a milli, a milli, a milli. Okay. All right. When um when do you know how to round at the tenth or to the hundred? They should tell you, Angelica. They should tell you. A lot of my problems I leave open ended so that we can kind of like practice. Like, okay, are we rounding to the hundreds place? We rounding to the whole number, you know. But they should tell you how they want you to round. And a lot of different schools have rounding rules. That rhymed. But yes. What is that? Comply. All right. Sorry, that's a work email. Okay. Any more questions about this one before I move it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have a specific problem that you're struggling with. What's your problem, Misha? Okay. Where is I going to? Do the questions that have day and dose when you do no. Oh, okay. Let me do a reconstitution one. Cause somebody's asked me a reconstitution, and then we'll talk about this day versus dose. This is my first lesson. Okay. Well, welcome. I'm glad you decided to come study with me. What's this? I don't like how that one's worded. All right. So let me clear the board and we'll go through this. All right. So for reconstitution, what is going on with reconstitution? Reconstitution happens when you have a powdered medicine. Yeah, a powdered medicine, and you got to make it liquid to give it to a patient because you know you can't give anything that's powdered or solid in the IV. You have to have it liquid, right? Or you're going to kill your patient. So with reconstitution, what you're doing is adding a liquid to a powder. It could be water, it could be normal saline, it could be different type of diluents, so that you're making that medicine liquid. What you need to do is concentrate on the concentration of that medicine after it has been reconstituted. Okay? It's going to be a lot of information in the problem that you're not going to use. It's called fluff. So if you haven't studied with me before, I have my little words and my little sayings. Yes, ma'am. You ready? Well, you didn't tell me. All right. Okay then. Okay. Make sure you got everything. Okay. So yeah, reconstitution. The physician has ordered drug H 500 milligrams IV every 12 hours. Pharmacy has supplied drug H 1 gram powder for injection vial. Directions: reconstitute with 2.5 mLs of normal saline for an approximate volume of 3.4 mLs with a concentration of 300 milligrams per milliliter. How many milliliters will the nurse give to the client for one dose? Okay, so our goal is what? Because that's the first step. Milliliter per dose. ML per dose. Okay. And this I'm about to point something out too because a lot of people have been asking me about day versus dose. So we'll use our goal to kind of pick out that information. So just bear with me. All right. So first things first. This is the order, right? It's complete order. It's got the drug name, it's got the strength of one dose, the route, and the frequency. Okay, so this part right here, that is one dose. If it is not slash minute slash hour slash day, that is a dose. Okay, so 500 milligrams is one dose. Okay, what is the concentration of the medicine after the liquid has been added to it? What are we going to use? Do you have digital products? Yes, I have a e-workbook. I've got a spiral bound book. That's a physical, and I got an ebook. So it's on my site, a BRN tutoring. All the links are in my bios. Okay, what are we? Not the saline. Remember, we're trying to see how much medicine to get to the patient. That's what's happening. The doctor orders something, medicine has got to be shooketh and mixed, right? And we're just trying to see how much of that medicine to give to the patient. So you see how I said concentrate on the concentration? This is what you need. That 300 milligrams per milliliter. That is what you need. How much is in the vial, how much you need to add, how much the price of tea is in China, all of that does not matter, okay? That is fluff. So, look, fluff, reconstitute with, okay, nice to know at the bedside when you're working, making dollars, making cents, give you approximate value, okay, that's cool. Good to know too. I need this. That is what I need, okay? That's it. So now, what are we going to start with? Same thing that we've been starting with for the even harder problems, all right? The milliliters, because that's my top goal. So, boom, ml over 300 mgs times my 500 mgs over one dose, because I need milliliter at the top, boom, and dose at the bottom, boom, boom. And you see my milligrams cancel out. And that's how you do your reconstitution problems. Don't look at all that extra stuff. You need to concentrate on the concentration of the medicine after it has been reconstituted. Okay? All right, so 500 divided by 300 is 1.6 repeating. So if we were to round this to the nearest tenth place, what would our answer be? .7 milliliters for a dose. Okay? Makes sense? Any questions on reconstitution? I don't want y'all picking all that extra stuff next time. When you're supposed to what? Concentrate on the what? Concentration. How many medicine particles versus the floaty parts? Milligrams per milliliter, grams per milliliter, milli equivalents per milliliter, units per milliliter, whatever per whatever, okay? Which problems don't you need to round up on? Chloe, they usually tell you how to round. A lot of my questions I leave open so we can practice with rounding, because some people aren't comfortable with practicing with rounding. Well, with rounding. Sorry, not with practicing with rounding, but with rounding, because, you know, sometimes you ain't rounded since elementary school. And you're like, I don't know. And of course, they want you to round. So whoever has the power to pass or fail you, ATI HESI, they usually include the instructions on their tests, or some schools have rounding rules. That's what you need to follow. I know for GTT, I always need to be a whole number. Yeah, but for some people, they don't even want you to round for GTT. That's why I'm saying whoever has the power to pass or fail you, that's how you want to round. But in real life, you can't divide a drip. So if you have your drops per minute questions, you should round them to the whole number, but you give them what they want, okay? Oh wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah, dimensional analysis was my saving grace. There's this. I'm trying to tell you. I hated it when I was in school, but yeah, it's the best thing since sliced bread, and I stand on that. That's a hill I would die on. Okay, so let me show y'all how we're going to do these doses versus day. So you know how you have a question, and it's like the ordered amount is the whole for the whole day, and then they ask you to figure out how much you would give in a dose. We're gonna talk about that, okay? I have it in my workbook. I wonder where that page is. Dose versus day. Dose versus. Ooh, boom. Okay, so this is the page out the workbook. This is real life exclusive workbook content. Okay, let's see. I gotta put the puzzle piece on the thing. Okay, so look, let's point out some stuff. you see if the goal, so the goal is asking you for the amount per dose, right? And the order is only for a dose, then your frequency is not needed. What is the frequency? Your frequency is BID, TID, QID. So twice a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day. Or when it says every in front of it, like every 8 hours, every 6 hours, every 12, right? So let's look. The physician orders drug D, 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose by mouth every 12 hours to a patient weighing 40 kgs. Drug D is available from the pharmacy in a concentration of 500 milligrams per 10 ml. How many milliliters per dose will the nurse administer? Okay, so you see that the goal is what? Milliliter per dose, right? The order has 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose in it. Isn't that the amount per dose? So if you have the amount per dose, we don't need to know how much is in a day. So therefore, you see how I crossed out every 12 hours because that's your frequency. Your frequency is how often you give a dose in a day. So every 12 hours would mean 24 divided by 12, which would be 2 doses in the day. We don't need to know that because that's not what the goal is asking for. So you see, the goal is your very best friend to the end in dosage calculations. It helps you pick out stuff, okay? So then we have 10 milliliters over 500 milligrams, your 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per dose, and then your 40 kgs. So you didn't need that other part. It was fluff, okay? So let me see if I can find a practice problem. There's versus day. All right. Let's see. All right. Okay. So drug X is 2 point. And thank y'all for liking and sharing the live. I appreciate it. I need to sip some juice. Hold on. All right. Drug X, 2.5 milligrams per kilogram per day. Every 6 hours has been ordered for a patient who weighs 20 kgs. Drug, we got a mid order. Drug X is available in the concentration of 10 mg's per 2 mLs. The milliliter per, okay, how many milliliters per dose will be administered? Okay, so first step is first. What are we looking for? What's the goal? Milliliter per dose. Okay? Let's bring out the colors. All right, so you see in our order, this is the whole entire amount for the whole day. What is your goal looking for? The amount for dose. So therefore, we need to know how many doses are in the day. So when we write our puzzle pieces to the side, 2.5 mg per kg per day, we don't have a puzzle piece with dose until we use the frequency. So if you are to give a dose every 6 hours, how many doses are in the day? 24 divided by 6 is going to be 4 doses. So one day has 4 doses. So now you see you've got a day piece to cancel out that day and then put dose on the bottom like we need it, right? Okay, so our patient weighs 20 kgs and then our medicine is 10 mg per 2 milliliters, okay? How are we going to set this up? The same way that I've been setting it up, starting with your goal. So you see how the, thank you for the roses. So you see how the goal is really helping you out, okay? So 2 ml over 10 mg's. We've got milligrams on the bottom, so we need milligrams on the top. So 2.5 mg per kg per day. And remember, what goes together stays together. Now I've got kg and day on the bottom. I need to get rid of kg and day, right? So 20 kgs will go on the top because my patient's weight is already converted. Boom, got rid of that. And the last thing now is to get rid of your day. So in one day, there are how many doses? Doses, 4 doses, right? 4 doses. So you see, everything is on the top and on the bottom, and it's canceled out except for the goal, which is milliliter on the top and dose on the bottom. Does that make sense? 2 times 2.5 times 20 divided by 10 divided by 4. 2.5 milliliters per dose. Male. I just ordered my digital copy of your book. I need all the help I can get. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. There is okay. Just Kayla. I don't want to mess your name up, but there is a page in the book. There's a section in the book. It's in the weight based problems. Yeah, and it's like 4 different pages that go over what it is like that I just showed. Michaela, could you please get out my shot? Thank you. No, cause I move on my time. Goodbye. Oh, she's not leaving until the morning. Spring break. So listen, there are 4 different pages. Boom, boom, on how there are like different setups on how you can tell what to use with your goal if it's asking per day and per dose. So it's on page 189 once you download your book. Okay. Alrighty. I'm like, there's a person floating. Look, don't scare me like that. You just like, it's somebody behind you. Yeah. Okay, it's like Kayla without the Y. Okay. Oh man. All right. So does that make sense on how you use the goal to determine what you use? Any questions? This is a game changer. Hey, Lady Frazier, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. Hmm. I have my ATI Proctor Monday, and I'm scared. Body by dolly. Body. We don't say scared. We leave the fear at the door. Okay. It's puzzle pieces. You can do it. Okay. You can do 100. Can we do another problem? Nancy, since you asked so nicely, sure. Um, let's look. Okay, you're welcome. All right, so provider orders drug H. Oh, I slept wrong. Oh, it hurts so bad. Okay, and then I worked 3 days in a row. All right, so 5 milligrams per kilogram per dose every 8 hours. Patient weighs 125 pounds. Drug H is 100 mgs per 2 mLs. How many milliliters per day will the nurse administer to the patient? And we're going to round to a decimal, okay? All right, so our goal is milliliter per day this time, okay? So look at your order. What is that? It's a dose, right? What does your goal require for the whole day? So we know we need those puzzle pieces so it can cancel out. All right. So my patient weighs 125 pounds. My order is 5 mg per kg per dose Okay. And it tells me that I give a dose every 8 hours. So if I give a dose every 8 hours, how many doses are in the day? 3 doses. Because you do 24 divided by that every hour that it gives you, right? So in one day, there are 3 doses. Now I gotta get my concentration of my medicine 100 mg's per 2 milliliters. Okay, how are we gonna set this up? Gonna set it up the same way that I've been setting it up. Okay, y'all picking that up? Start with your goal. Your goal is never gonna steer you wrong. It's gonna help you out. It's gonna solve your problems. It's gonna tell you what's next. It's gonna cut out the fluff. It's gonna tell you what you need. Your goal is your best friend. Okay, goal milliliter on the top. So I'll start with my 2 ml over 100 mg's. I'll put my milligrams, boom, 5 mg per kg per dose, boom, boom. Then I've got to get rid of my kilograms. I don't have kilograms. I've got pounds, right? So 1 kg equals 2.2. If you don't know not now another conversion, you need to know that 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, okay? Kg cancels out. Now 2 pounds, so I'll put my 125 pounds. It's just by itself. Don't make it equal to a day, right? And then last thing is dose. So I know that there are 3 doses in one day. Boom, boom. That's it. So we'll do 2 times 5 times 125 times 3 divide 100 divided by 2.2 equals 17.0. It says 17.04 and to round to one decimal place. So it's a 0. So it'll be 17 milliliters per day. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Breathe should it should be in my bio. It's a digital link and then there's a physical copy link. I did my ATI fundamental, got level 2, but nothing I studied was on there. I felt like I didn't know anything, but I passed, thank God. Sometimes in nursing school, you feel like you give it your all, you just feel crazy as all get out. Even after you pass the NCLEX, you like, okay, what was that? I have my very first farm test tomorrow, and I'm still lost. Can we do more? We do a couple more, but I got a preteen who's trying to go to the beach with her aunt, and she's trying to rush me out the door. So we'll do a couple more. Let's see. Day. Mm-mm. What y'all want to do? Because I was about to say, they'll just have to pop up because they're not categorized. What y'all would like to do? We are in lifespan. Okay. From the little ones to the old ones. Y'all know how to do drops per minute. Because you can do that with dimensional analysis too. No, you don't know how to do drops per minute? Or yes, you do. What's this? Oh, that's percent change. Nope, not gonna do that today. Takes too much. Takes too much. Okay. Okay. So, 1.5 liters of normal saline is to go over 8 hours. On hand is retubing, drop factor of 20 drops per ml. Calculate the flow rate in drops per minute. So you can give it IV two ways, y'all. You give it on the pump, and you can give it via gravity. On a pump, remember was telling y'all earlier, milliliter per hour. You see pump, it's always gonna be milliliter per hour. Okay. Gravity is drops per minute. Either way, it is volume. So milliliter or liter are your volumes, right? Over time. So that's hours or minutes. Okay. So what we're going to do is find the goal, which is drops per minute on this one. So drops per minute. Okay. What is your volume to be infused? What's your volume in this problem? Liters, right? So 1.5 liters over your time, 8 hours. You're always going to need a drop factor. Okay? So, drop factor is how many drops does it take to give 1 milliliter of solution in that tubing that you have. Okay? The holes are different, so the drops are either smaller or bigger. There's only one micro drop, okay? And that's going to always be 60. So these are macro drops, big fat juicy drops, versus 60 teeny tiny 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 little micro drops. Okay, so how are we going to set this up? The same way that we've been doing it. So I'm starting with my top goal. Okay, 20 GTT per milliliter. Now, y'all know how I feel about pre-converting, so I'm gonna show you the long way around the part. But if you knew that 1.5 liters is 1500 milliliters, you could definitely change it. Okay, but like I said, I like to stay true, stick to what it is that I do, stay true to it, so you can see how it works. So I don't have milliliters, so I know that I would need a milliliter to liter conversion. 1000 milliliters is 1 liter. My milliliters cancels out, and then I have my 1.5 liters over 8 hours. My liters cancels out, and then I need minutes at the bottom. So I'll do 1 hour equals 60 minutes. Boom, boom. So 20 times 1,000 times 1.5 divided by 8 divided 20 times 1,000 times divided by 8 divided by 60. 62.5. Yeah. So with these, you can't divide a drop. So you either have a drop or not. So it'll be 63 drops per minute. Now, if you knew how many liters and milliliters it was, you could have put 1500. Okay? But I just like to show you that the method works no matter what you have. So if you don't like switching it up and you don't trust in your on the spot converting skills, then still, if you knew that 1000 mLs is a liter and you didn't have any milliliters, you just did your conversion, it still is the same. Okay? All right. Now, what y'all get stuck on is when they have all of these words in here. Okay? No, I don't like that. That's rate change. Why it keeps popping up? Let's see. So just like this, okay? Drug X, 1 gram in 50 mLs of normal saline IV administered over 30 minutes. Drop factor is 15 drops per milliliter. Nurse sets the flow rate to how many drops per minute. Okay, so what is your volume? What is your volume? 50 ml. What is your infusion time? It literally tells you to put it over 30 minutes. Okay? What's your drop factor? 15 drops per milliliter. Okay? So, what we don't need is this. Is the goal asking for grams, micrograms, milligrams, milliequivalents, any of that? No, we need volume. What happened to my goal? I mean, I know I didn't write that. It just it just went wild, right? Oh my goodness, drops per minute. We're looking for volume over time. So therefore, we don't need those grams. Those grams are swimming around in that normal saline. So when you give the normal saline, isn't the medicine that's infused in it going, I mean, dissolved in it going to go into the patient too? You don't need the grams. So stop freaking out when they give you a volume and a time and strength of the medicine. That medicine is in the liquid. That medicine will be given once the liquid is given. How fast you give the liquid is what we're looking for. Okay? All right. So we'll do 15 drops per ml over, well, times our 50 mLs over 30 minutes. So you see our milliliters cancels out. We got drops on the top, minutes on the bottom. No other conversion is needed. Boom. You got the goal. 15 times 50 divided by 30. So it's going to be 25 drops per minute. I've got to work on some more input and output problems. But I'll put some on Wednesday night. So I usually come on live on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. I used to do Sundays too, but yeah, I'm on a travel contract. So I've been having to work some. So yeah, I just pop in, pop out. So make sure that you have notifications on when I am studying. And if you do miss a session, just know that you can watch the replay on my YouTube channel. I also have other problems already broken down on my YouTube channel. Okay? A blessed start in. Do another. I might have one more left in me, then I gotta go before my child drags me out the house and beats me. Okay? Alrighty. So, here you go. Drug G, 850 mgs, is in 100 mLs of normal saline to be administered over 30 minutes. Your drop factor is 10 drops per milliliter. How many drops per minute will you set the flow rate to? Okay? Your goal is drops per minute, right? What is your volume? Ugh, my neck's killing me. Okay. What is your time? What is your drop factor? That's all you need. This 850 mgs is floating around in your normal saline. It's not going to fit. You don't need it. Okay? So we'll do 10 drops per ml. Somebody's calling home from school. Hey, come on. You can help me do this last problem. Oh. All right. So 100 ml over 30 minutes. Milliliters cancels out. And now we have drops on the top and minutes on the bottom. So let's do the math. 10 times 100 divided by 30. It's going to be 33.333333, right? So if we round this to the nearest whole number, our answer would be 33 drops per minute.
Can I go like get my chocolate bar?
Okay. See you later. You say, hey, our TikTok niece. Yeah, she went to go get a chocolate bar. Look, we got to go for real now because she's going to crash all through this session. But yeah, I hope that that kind of makes some sense to why do you use what you use, what's fluff, what's not, how you use the. Why does it keep on making my goal look crazy? I just looked up at it again. I'm like, I did not write it like that. But you see, with dimensional analysis, you can do all types of different problems, and you can do it the same way. Okay. I will be back on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Y'all make sure you followed and turn your notifications on. If you miss it, then don't worry. You can watch the replay. If you want some more practice, of course, my workbook is in the link that's in my bio. My site is in the link that's in my bio, and I have quizzes on there. Okay. So there are some quizzes. I'm working on some more. Like, I'm a working mom, okay? So give me some grace. I'm coming up with some more slowly but surely. But we will definitely be on Wednesday night. And if you need one-on-one private tutoring, I do also do that. Been tutoring all day. Kind of burnt out right now. I guess I got a little headache, but we got a session in, and hopefully it made sense to somebody. So y'all got this. To everybody who has been accepted this week into nursing school, congratulations. Everybody who is graduating soon, congratulations. And if you have found me and we're going to make dosage calculations easy peasy lemon squeezy puzzle peasies, congratulations. All right, y'all. Have a blessed afternoon, and I will see y'all later. Bye.